This is an intimidating thing to replace brake pads on it because it sounds like a car job and it's not. Very, very simple. I'm going to show you in this video. Picking up brake pads, it's quite complicated and simple at the same time. In this video I'm going to show you how to replace them and how to pick them. Even though they don't look the same, they are the same thing. This is an easy job that you could do yourself, so you don't have to send it into the shop for something like this. A lot of the times all you need is just a couple of Allen wrenches. In this case, actually just one. Looking online was quite hard to find a pair of brake pads that fits, because the original system had this little clip that connects here in the little hole over here. The ones that I found online, they have the same shape as the ones on the bicycle, but they don't have the hole in the middle. They have a different kind of a retention system. Doesn't mean that they won't work, they will fit. The outside of the pad is the same, so the retention system is just different. The easiest way to replace them is take the entire brake pad off. So that's the easiest way. Just remove the entire brake pad off the wheel. And here it is, came off the bicycle. The brake pads are located over here. You have a little clip that holds them together over here, which with a pair of pliers you could easily remove it. Straighten out this end over here, and this will pull it out with no problem. With a clip out, this two brake pads will just be pushed out. And there they are. As I said in the beginning of the video, this is the design that has the little clip in between. So this is what holds them. The new system is a little bit different, but it will fit with no problem. This particular case, you have to unscrew this inside caliper. So if you look at the caliper, you see how it's coming out. The inside caliper can be unscrewed all the way to the end, so you have maximum clearance over here. Also, it's recommended to remove this bolt over here and then let it loose, so that way you maximize the distance between these two calipers so you could work on. To install the new brake pads, very, very simple. This is a different system, different retention system. You could see that it has this big clip that holds them together. So the hole fits over there, and the system just goes in this way of it, so it just goes on top like this. So you see they create a sandwich in between the clip and the caliper itself. And then all you have to do is just squeeze them together. So squeeze them together and then slide them in. Easy slide in, and then when in, this line will line up, and then you could put this retainer clip through. There it is. And you could just bend it back as it was initially. So now it was just a matter of putting it back into the wheel. So the first thing you're going to do is put the bolts back in, the two bolts that you took out. Put some Loctite on them so you don't lose them somewhere on the trail. To show you how to adjust them, I have to hold the camera in manual mode, so it's going to be a little bit shaky. If you release this bolt over here on this side and you look over here, you could see the left brake pad and the right brake pad. You could see a little bit of a gap. In the middle you see the disc. There's a little bit of a gap on the left side and the right side. You have to clear the gap on the right side first. This is where the adjuster bolt is, on the inside. So you put your Allen wrench in, and you're going to start turning this one until the gap closes. You see how it opens and closes? So you have to make it that way so it's close enough, but it's not scraping on it. So very, very important. You see the gap keep coming in and going out, and there it is. Now it disappeared. Right now the inside of the caliper, it's adjusted. Now you have to adjust the outside. Now you have a fine tuning over here that you could do it from here, but in my case I'm going to tune it from here first and then lock this bolt so the cable is properly set on the brake pad. For this I'm going to need two hands. The same thing, you're going to release this, and then you're going to look at that gap in between the brake pad and the caliper, and then raise it to a point where it's you could barely see a gap. Tighten it. So now if you look over here, you could barely see a gap. Barely see a gap. Obviously this one assumes that the disc is straight, so the disc should be straight for this. If the disc is it's not straight, then it won't work. At this point you can pull the brake and see if it works. If it's too loose, you have a fine adjuster over here that you could finally adjust that gap over here so it's even smaller than it is right now. Mechanical brakes, unlike hydraulic brakes, they need constant adjustment. So this process you'll have to do over and over and over, because every time the inside pad gets worn out, it will create a bigger gap over here, and then you have to push it with this bolt closer to this disc brake, and then this pad on this side, you'll have to adjust it using the fine adjustment over here. If you're running out at the end of the fine adjustment on this side, release it back to the end, adjust it from here again, and then go back into it and then adjust it until the brakes are catching really well. And now you know how to replace brake pads on a mechanical disc system on a bicycle. Very, very simple. Do not get intimidated. Thanks for watching. Vegas Romaniac out.